Welcome to the Sector Spin with Terry. In this video series, I share with you what I'm watching each week in various sector industry subgroups. This week I wanted to revisit the consumer discretionary industries that I last reported to you in early March. First off, let's take a look here real quick at where the consumer discretionary sector is in our weekly rotation. Consumer discretionary is down here in the lagging quadrant, but it is now sporting a northerly vector indicating rising momentum. A hook formed a couple of weeks ago, a little bit of chatter, and now looks like we've got the confirmation of the move coming back up. So let's jump in here. Let's take a look at this. Presently, there are 19 industry subgroups in the consumer discretionary sector. Now, back when I first brought this to your attention in early March, this is where those industry groups were hanging out. And back then, a few of them caught my attention, specifically the gambling index listed here by the DJUSCA. Also, the business training and employment agencies, as both of these guys are sporting northeasterly movement back up into the leading quadrant after having made a little bit of a turn here. So I talked about those. And let's just do a little bit of an animation. And so let's go ahead and animate this. I'll have to zoom out a little bit. I'll tell you what, make this full screen. Alright, so back since mid-March, keep your eyes focused on these two little guys right here, and this has been the progression. We've seen the gambling index continue to push further and further into the strengthening group up until the week of April 16th, where it formed a southerly hook. And fast forward all the way to today, we've seen a bit of decline going on in this particular group. Now, if we look at the price chart on this group here, what I'm seeing is this period of consolidation moving down since mid-March, not necessarily triangular, but maybe ABC. We may be finding near-term support here, and indeed, if I look at the downtrend here, I think price action has actually penetrated back to the upside. This tells me, with the high relative strength that we have in the casino index and this pattern formation, we may be looking at a new uptrend about to unfold here in the casino gambling. Now, let's take a look. Let's go back and find this business training group, and I'll zoom in a little bit closer here. Now, notice here, northeasterly movement. We got a little bit of a slowdown and a reversal early in April, and the tails continue to get shorter. So it's a little bit confusing, but you can see just how short. This is still 4 weeks worth of a tail, but it tells me that this particular group is very happy holding on to its position with very stable momentum and a very high relative strength index. Now let's pull a price chart up on that, and this is that business training and employment index. And here we are back in early March when we last covered it. We were in the middle of what looks like a mostly sideways ABC correction, and a new uptrend formed immediately thereafter, where we started seeing an impulsive move to the upside. All right, let's go back to the RRG here for the industry group, and let's see what else looks interesting. I'm going to rotate this back one more time, and I want you to take a look over here on the left and watch what I'm pointing at. I'm pointing out here the Home Improvement Retailers Index. So since March 12th. We'll rotate forward a couple of weeks here to March 26th. We actually see the trend improve. So we see the color of the vector switch from red to blue, and that tells me we go from a lagging trend to an improving trend. And as I continue to animate this forward in time up until today, we've continued to see a northerly vector actually turn even more easterly here, and today we are right back positioned to move over here into the leading quadrant. Now this easterly heading here means we have a strong rising relative trend. Let's pull a price chart up of this particular group, and you can see that this group has broken above a 7-month-long consolidation period that ran from late August to late March, and it has now risen impulsively ever since then. It does appear to be forming its first base into this uptrend. Let's take a look at the stocks in that particular industry group. There are 10 stocks in this industry group, and along with this here is the industry group index itself. And of course, there's Home Depot and there's Lowe's in this group, but there's also several other names that are actually already sporting a very strong relative strength position, as you can see by I have them sorted in order of current relative strength. Now, I don't think it's too late to get in on this play, but apply your own strategy filters to establish a proper entry for your trades. I'd love to hear from you down in the comment section below if you followed my recommendations back in March and placed any trades here in this particular industry subgroups. Please let me know how you did and what your go-forward plans are for those positions that you are holding. As always, best wishes in your trading ventures, and be sure to check us out at tradinganalysis.com.